Hello everyone! In this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Samina Pasha to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Samina Pasha's words. It's quite a news-packed day, as today we have had a Judicial Commission's meeting in which approval was to be given for the permanent appointments of Chief Justices of various High Courts. We will discuss how the establishment has strengthened its grip and how it has successfully achieved its next goal. I will also provide details on that. Apart from that, today was the day of Imran Khan's meeting. His sisters were able to meet him, though only for 15 minutes. After the meeting, what Awami Khan revealed in the details is that Imran Khan called for a protest and shared his views on important issues. I will also share all those details with you. There are also interesting updates about petrol prices. Petrol has become more expensive, but let's see if we can discuss this in today's vlog. I request you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So let's start by talking about Imran Khan's conversation. Imran Khan's weight has reduced significantly, and according to his sisters, his health is not as good as it used to be. They say he doesn't appear as healthy as he once did. When his sisters asked him about it, he replied, "The whole day is spent in one place and only for an hour or two can I get any opportunity for exercise. So how can my health improve?" What he meant was that the solitary confinement, where you are not only mentally but also physically restricted, clearly doesn't allow you to remain as healthy as you would be in a free environment. It is certain that Imran Khan is kept in solitary confinement, and he is not allowed to interact with other prisoners or jail staff. For almost an entire week, he remains silent because there is no one to speak with him. Earlier, when cases were being heard in Adila jail, people would come and meet him during the proceedings, but that no longer happens, and for an entire week, no one meets him. He remains confined to a small cell where he can't even move. You can imagine how mentally and physically pressurizing that must be for anyone. Imran Khan, despite being at this age, is enduring this in solitude and facing it with such resilience that he doesn't even mention these difficulties to others. When his sisters noticed his weight loss and asked him about it, he simply said, "It's a matter of concern." This is something that Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf needs to turn into an action plan, and there needs to be national and international pressure to lift the ban on his meetings and address his solitary confinement. A full-fledged campaign should be run on this matter. In addition, in today's conversation with his sisters, he gave 3 or 4 important messages. The first was about the current state of the judiciary post the 26th Amendment. He stated that the judiciary is being paralyzed, and he believes that the appointments of specific judges are behind this situation. He described how judges are under pressure and how the rule of law is being undermined. He also mentioned that the media has been controlled and its accountability has been manipulated. He reiterated his concerns that post the 26th Amendment, the grip on the judiciary has only strengthened, and now we're hearing about the 27th Amendment. He said that if the 27th Amendment is passed, it will be even worse, and the system will be further paralyzed. He suggested that it would be better to openly declare a monarchy than to keep this system running. He had said earlier that there is no hybrid system in the country. It's a dictatorship, a martial law. Imran Khan also said that after 10th Muharram, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf should start a protest movement. He didn't give too many details or a specific date, but according to Awami Khan, the message was conveyed to the party, especially to Salman Akram Raja. This protest plan had already been discussed among party members, especially when the court hearings were going on earlier in jail. So this means that Imran Khan has already devised a strategy, and now it's just a matter of giving the go-ahead, which he has now done. You know that Ashura is approaching, and during these 10 days, political activities are not held in the same way. That's why Imran Khan has given permission for the protest to begin after 10th Muharram. Imran Khan also commented on the de-seating of some of the members of the Punjab Assembly. He praised those MPs for expressing their protest, stating that they should form their own assemblies outside and continue their work. He also mentioned that the current assemblies have no real standing, and this entire political system is essentially controlled by the establishment. Imran Khan also discussed the pressure tactics being used against Maryam Nawaz and her faction. He pointed out that although the members of the ruling party use foul language and create chaos in the assemblies, no action is taken against them. But the moment any Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf member raises their voice or protests, action is taken. Imran Khan emphasized that such a situation where some MPs are suspended or de-seated is an effort to silence opposition voices, especially those who criticize the current government. He said that they are using these tactics to ensure that Maryam Nawaz and her party are not disturbed by opposition. In conclusion, Imran Khan reiterated his stance that the country was founded on the principles of justice. But today's reality is the opposite. He mentioned the ongoing pressure on independent judges and how they are being silenced. Today's Judicial Commission meeting also focused on this, where the efforts to pressurize independent judges were completed. Finally, he made a remark about how, if this is the state of affairs, it would be better to declare a monarchy openly rather than continue with this deceptive system of governance. If the storm had not lifted the lid of the 26th Amendment mess, it would have been much easier. After the departure of Justice Amir Farouk and his retirement when he left, and when he went to the Supreme Court, Justice Mohsin Akhtariani would have become a judge and even the Chief Justice. However, as you know, the establishment did not accept him at all. So, as it often happens, a politician who is not acceptable doesn't get recognition. If the Prime Minister doesn't get recognition, judges also have to gain recognition from there. And that recognition wasn't given to him. There was a possibility that the Judicial Commission members would never make him the Chief Justice. There were 3 names under consideration: Justice Miangul Hassan Aurangzeb, who is currently working in the Supreme Court as a judge on some cases and is close to Chief Justice Afridi, and Justice Mohsin Akhtariani, who was also a possible candidate. The third was Justice Sarfraz Dogar, the favourite of the establishment, who was brought in from the Lahore High Court for this purpose. If anyone even had a slight doubt that Justice Sarfraz Dogar would not be made Chief Justice, then I can only mourn for their intellect. The reason for this is, according to you, was all this action pointless and done thoughtlessly just because a 16th ranked judge was chosen? Why not the 15th, 16th or 8th? Any judge could have been chosen. There's no criteria for this, but they chose the 16th ranked judge from the Islamabad High Court, and you make him the acting Chief Justice, discarding seniority rules altogether. Then you think that anyone else will be appointed, and so why go through all this exercise? I never even had a 9% doubt, not even 1%, that he wouldn't be appointed. So Justice Sarfraz Dogar has now been made the permanent Chief Justice of Islamabad High Court. In addition to him, Justice Junaid Ghaffar has been made the Chief Justice of Sindh High Court. Justice Rozi Khan has been appointed the Chief Justice of Balochistan High Court, and Justice Atiq Shah has been made the Chief Justice of Peshawar High Court. These 3 judges were working temporarily, but now they have been made permanent, and Justice Dogar has also been made permanent. Now, when the session of the Judicial Commission started, Justice Mansoor Ali Shah first drew attention to the fact that the 26th Amendment had already been challenged and has not been scheduled for hearing yet. This Judicial Commission was set up due to the 26th Amendment, and it emerged through that. So, until the issue of the 26th Amendment is resolved, the actions of this Judicial Commission and future appointments will become controversial. Therefore, the 26th Amendment should be heard first. His stance was that until then, the Judicial Commission should not meet, but the majority rejected his proposal. Although Justice Munir Akhtar and 2 PTI members supported his proposal, the majority, who were government members, rejected it. Then discussions continued regarding the appointments of various Chief Justices, and since the government party held a majority, their preferred candidates were appointed as Chief Justices. Regarding Justice Dogar, many people thought that Justice Shaukat Aziz Siddiqui, who was also a member of the Judicial Commission and had, in the past, been an anti-establishment judge, would oppose the appointment. However, I had already said earlier that if you have any such delusions, they are simply foolishness. The reason is that if they were so anti-establishment, they wouldn't have even been allowed to sit in this judicial commission. If they were truly anti-establishment, they would not have been given a place in the judicial commission. After the appointment of these members, everyone now knows that the real issue was that Nawaz Sharif was being opposed by the establishment, and these people were anti-establishment as long as their leaders' interests were not being protected. When the establishment embraced Nawaz Sharif again, they no longer had an issue with the establishment. So the fact is clear, these people had no problem with the establishment as long as their own interests were secure. Now, as for Justice Qazi Faiz Issa, he's been giving verdicts in favour of the establishment, especially against Imran Khan. His involvement in the case is now part of history, and I don't feel like wasting any more words on him. But I'll say this much, he continues to serve the establishment. As for Shaukat Aziz Siddiqui, they too had no problem with the establishment once their interests were aligned. The Judicial Commission's session, with all its decisions, has concluded. Justice Sarfraz Dogar has been appointed to extend the term of Justice Amir Farouk, and his purpose is clear: to ensure Imran Khan's cases are never concluded and are delayed at every step. He avoids assigning those cases to judges who might rule fairly based on law, as it's evident that Justice Sarfraz Dogar is being made Chief Justice of Islamabad High Court to ensure these cases don't reach a conclusion. On the other hand, a significant development occurred today, as Justice Aalia Neelam, the Chief Justice of Lahore High Court, faced complaints from over 300 lawyers who filed them in the Supreme Judicial Council. This is a significant movement, as I saw that yesterday evening. The Lawyers' Action Committee met again and declared that they would launch a movement against the 26th Constitutional Amendment. They've been vocal against it, and now more people, even those who previously supported this government, are realizing that the decision regarding reserved seats is not justifiable and is contrary to democracy. Also today, the public felt the impact of the price hike, as petrol prices increased by 8 rupees and 37 paisa and diesel went up by almost 10 rupees. The public is frustrated, but as always they are filling their tanks and complaining. The clips from Maryam Aurangzeb and Maryam Nawaz from earlier are now circulating on social media, where they had criticised the previous government for raising fuel prices and called the Prime Minister corrupt for doing so. Now these same people are in power and the public feels deceived, with the tax on petrol exceeding 100 rupees per litre. So this issue continues with people criticising the government and voicing their frustration. But as always, the ruling party continues with its policies, even as some of its members express discomfort with the situation. That wraps up our translation of Samina Pasha's video. I hope this English version helped you understand her message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.